We are up for yet another fabulous speaker, and that would be Toastmaster Sandra Edmond. She is known as the Queen of Tax Deeds, people. She has been buying properties at the tax deed and tax lien auction since 2004. You were so young. Wow, you were 12? Yeah. Sandra trains other investors on how to do the same and recently became a licensed real estate agent. In addition to that, Sandra is a lifetime member and president of the Central Florida Realty Investors Association, CFRI. What she's speaking from this evening and working from, I should say, is Project 6 in the Competent Communicator Manual. The title of her speech is Smile. You are on camera. Please welcome with me wonderful Toastmaster Sandra Edmond.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hello, and happy Thanksgiving coming up.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm hosting
Happy
this year. I found a great recipe on YouTube, so hopefully that will work out as I planned.
Woohoo!
I buy properties at the auction, as you heard, and one of the things I always tell people when buying properties at the auction is go see every property before you bid. People don't always listen to what I tell them to do, but it's very important that you go see the properties. A couple things can go right or wrong if you heed my warning or if you don't. One is you're guaranteed to do that everything is going to go right if you go see the property, or you're guaranteed that it might go wrong if you don't see the property. And everybody knows Murphy's Law, how it works. Sometimes, you know, with Murphy's Law, things may not go as you planned. Technology is great. I have an iPhone. I've probably got about 50,000 different apps on my phone. There's Google Street View, which is great. You can look at properties from home in your underwear. Right? What's wrong with that? There's the Bing, Bird's Eye, something or another. Then there's Google Earth View, which is great. People can look at these properties. But one of the problems is that sometimes the property isn't the way it looks like on the Street View. So here's some examples on some things that can happen. Let's say you do the right thing, you go out and check out the property, and it is what you thought it was going to be. Or maybe it's worse than what you thought. Well, pat yourselves on the back, that's good. Another thing that can happen is you go out to see the property like you're supposed to, and you see the picket fence out front, but where's the house? You don't see the house. What happened to the house? It's just a concrete slab. Well, you dodged a bullet, the house has been demolished. That happens, which is why it's important to go see these properties before you bid on them, before you buy them. Or let's say you did go out to see it, and you did not verify the address you have on your paperwork is the same as the address that's on the house. So let's say you assumed that you had the right house. And you guys know how that works when you assume. You know that saying, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to get caught that way as well. So either the house will be either nicer than you thought or uglier than you thought or about what you thought if you do go out and check it out on Street View. I was doing research at a property, actually at the auction, and I found a very interesting conversation going on with the clerk and someone on the phone. Apparently this person had wired $60,000 for the auction, which was the day before, and didn't go out to go look at it. Then he went to go look at it, come to find out the property was nothing but a strip of land behind houses, a utility easement, just utility lines running on it. So he was trying to get the clerk to reverse the wire and send him the money back. The clerk is like, sorry, all bids are final. You cannot get your money back. That's it. That's a very expensive lesson, wouldn't you say? Very expensive seminar. So go look at the properties. All bids are final. They will not take your bid back or give you your money back if you bid on the wrong property. Now I get calls from people from all over the country, and this one guy called in from overseas. I think he was actually out in England, a serviceman. He was like, I watch things on Street View, and that's how I buy my properties. I just rely on what's on Street View. And I'm like, you cannot do that. For example, pull up this address, and I gave the address, 5272 Botany. I said, I know for a fact this house doesn't look the same way it does on Street View because I had bought it at the auction, and it was all boarded up, just a decrepit looking house. And I sold it to another investor who fixed it up very, very neatly, very nice. So I know this house now looks gorgeous. But on Street View, it probably has the old picture. So I told him, make sure you, when you check out properties on Street View, scroll down, there's usually a copyright, and then next to the copyright, there's a date. And that's probably the date the picture was taken, which could either be a few months ago or a few years ago, which could be a problem. So he puts in this address, and I do it too just for kicks. I put in the address to see what comes up. And I'm looking, and then all of a sudden, it's me on Street View at the property. I'm in the Street View picture. I recognize that backside. I recognize that on the Street View. And I'm like, oh my God. And I remember that day specifically. We had just bought the property at the auction, and myself and an associate were out there trying to decide, we're having a nice little argument, about the best way to break into the house that we had just bought. So he was trying to convince me why he shouldn't try to get in the boarded house, and I was telling him why he should, that the door might be open on the other side once we remove all the boards. And so I was just shocked to see myself, and sure enough, that picture is still on Street View this day, and that picture was taken back in 2011. Just one of the reasons why you need to go look at every property before you bid, even if you're on Street View in front of the property, because it may have changed.